Hello there, hope you're doing well. This video is compiling all my thoughts on recent music that is released in the past couple weeks. If you end up enjoying my content, liking and subscribing would be very much appreciated. It really helps the channel. Timestamps will be in the description as well as links to support the artist. Not really much else to say, let's just get started.
If you snitch, your ass can't come back around, we ain't that type of gang. I never fall when down one of y'all, don't put that on my name.
Compared to other high-profile collab projects in the past couple years, Lil Baby and Durk actually tried on this. Their chemistry ends up making quite a few highlights, plus no one dominates the project. They both have an equal amount of verses on a song, or they might go back and forth exchanging flows. If I have to choose, Lil Baby is better on average, just because most of these beats were made for his delivery. Durk might have way more energy and aggression, but the majority of the time, he's only using his melodic voice, which in my opinion never really sounds that good. I can't really say all that much about this album just because it does not change much over its hour-long runtime. 90% of the trap production is generic as f, but to be honest, for both of these artists, lyrics and vocals have always been the main focus. The best songs are all in the middle sections, just fast-paced verses and catchy hooks. How much you like the rest of the album might depend on how much you relate to the content of Lil Durk's or Lil Baby's storytelling. Although it's redundant at times, it does have some good tracks. Above average collab project.
Walking in the
Exodus is a rare exception to most posthumous rap albums, as this was actually finished and meant to be a comeback album. Guest collaborators were actually able to work with DMX and end up creating cohesive complements to his verses. That being said, I can't do more than respect the passion put into this because other than a few songs, the final project is extremely rough. I would recommend just listening to the second half of this project as the rest doesn't really do him justice. Mixing and delivery on X's verses are really hit or miss. Sometimes he still sounds menacing and focused, but on certain beats his vocals feel like a bad mashup. Posthumous albums are difficult to assemble without the original artist's vision, so respect to Swizz Beatz for finishing what DMX started. There's still plenty of gems in the tracklist that goes to show how resilient he always was. Her most ambitious record in my opinion. Hypnotic breakbeat loops and droning synths make a return from previous albums, but the insane jump in production quality and atmosphere just capture you into this ambient void of pure emotion. Sporadic bursts of color and light last for what seems like hours as you get lost in waves of sound. But do not let this project fool you. When it wants to stomp you into the ground, it will devour you with one of the heaviest and mind-crushing beats I have heard, period. If you listen, you know what I mean. It's those expanses of psychedelic rave that make the magic moments of this experience truly beautiful. Each shift in mood and melody rewards the listener for how depressing the previous section of a song might have been, and while it might not always create that spark, it's a huge reason I enjoy this album. Thank you
Junko
for this album, as well as making me want to explore the breakcore genre. I really like this album. There's nothing quite like it.
The following is random singles and albums I didn't have a lot to say about.
If this is the song that keeps Cochise popular, then I'm happy. For a song completely overhyped by TikTok, this is probably best case scenario. Jutsu's video game melodies and bouncing bass give so much personality. Snot's verse is great. Intro and outro grab your attention. If I was a kid, this would be my favorite song. Mainstream R&B usually isn't my thing, but goddamn, Roddy is so smooth on this beat. I wish the verses were longer. Definitely waiting on whatever he decides to put out this year. His melodies are way more creative than anyone out right now. Even if I might not fuck with every song he puts out, I will always respect Denzel Curry because he's willing to experiment with his sound publicly, even if his fans don't like it. I didn't think he was capable of sounding like a ghoul from Fallout, but maybe he can refine it for future projects, I don't know. My favorite release from him in a while, psychedelic bliss and freeform song structure are all over this record, with rich, soulful instrumentation that grounds it in the smoothest form possible. Just put it on and drift away. I'm so excited for Life of Pierre 5. I really want this project to boost him as an artist, but this song is a complete mess. Pierre's hook is almost good, but the lyrics make it sound so awkward. Even if the beat didn't sound basic and monotonous, his voice sounds so out of place here. Uzi's feature isn't bad, it's just nothing special. It got boring really fast. I really doubt he's gonna have many songs like this on 5 because his best music comes from chill melodic tracks like For You. Just kind of disappointing. Underground rap veteran Mach-Hommy returns with a project under the Griselda label, reuniting with former collaborator Westside Gunn to deliver one of this year's most mature and lyrically impressive albums. Every time I listen, there's 20 different punchlines or entendres that blow my mind. But do not discredit the production on here. The beat selection is consistently superb and Mach's delivery is coated in both reverence and bravado. If you call yourself a rap purist, this should already be in your playlist. If you happen to be interested in the mixtape era of the early 2010s, Currensy and The Alchemist have reissued their classic joint project on the streaming services 10 years later. In a world where acts like Boldy James and Benny the Butcher have maintained relevance, this mixtape has aged somewhat well. Alchemist's raw yet smooth sampling complements a Currensy that still has hunger in his voice to create a vintage atmosphere. Worth a listen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more like it, please like and subscribe. as well as comment if you have anything to say. I'd be sure to read it. If you can't already tell, music output is at an all-time high, so expect either longer videos or more short videos. I'm not sure what to do yet. Anyways, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Ain't that black with me, you know that I'm gon' shoot. Ain't that black with me, you know that I'm gon' shoot. Got no crap with me, that's ain't out the roof. Got two faded, now I'm smoking in the cool.
Ah, bueno, adiós, Master.